Investment Promotion Center, under the leadership of its hard-working Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Yufi Grant, for initiating this summit, which is aimed at stimulating one of the most important conversations we should be having in this country, that is making registered investments real on the ground in Ghana. When I assumed office in January 2017, I encouraged all of us to take it upon ourselves to help government build a business-friendly economy that will enable our nation get to the stage where the exploitation of the opportunities that are available to us will help us build an optimistic, self-confident, self-reliant, and prosperous nation, a Ghana beyond aid. Towards realizing this vision, government has made deliberate efforts at determining the investment priorities of our country and taken steps to mobilize the necessary resources for the growth of these priority areas. This is because we want to help transform Ghana from being a mere producer and exporter of raw materials to a value-added industrialized economy that will provide opportunities, jobs, and prosperity for all Ghanaians, thereby creating a wiser nation that is a wealthy, inclusive, sustainable, empowered, and resilient one. Government since 2017 has put in place measures needed to reduce the cost of doing business, improve the business environment, and made the Ghanaian economy not only one of the most business-friendly economies in Africa, but also one of the fastest growing economies in the world between 2017 and 2020, averaging 7% GDP annual rates of growth, up from the 3.4% rate we inherited in 2016. Indeed, with the economies of many countries around the world in recession in 2020, having recorded negative growth largely as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, Ghana's economy was one of the very few that still managed to record a positive GDP growth. That is 0.1% in 2020, albeit significantly reduced from the average levels of 7% per annum that we had become accustomed to in 2017, 2018, and 2019. In spite of the ravages of the pandemic, we are working to grow the economy at a much faster rate this year, our target being a 5% GDP growth rate, which will enhance the prospects of a win-win environment for both private sector and country, and create an environment where companies do not just survive, but actually thrive. In the first quarter of this year, the GDP of the economy grew at 3.1%. In the second, at 8.9%. Government has a blueprint for the revitalization of the Ghanaian economy from the effects of COVID-19. We have identified the relevant sectors of the economy requiring the needed investment that will help accelerate the rebound and growth of the Ghanaian economy, as was witnessed in the immediate years before the pandemic struck. We call it the Ghana Cares or Bantampa program. The 100 billion CD program will require some 30 billion CDs of funding from government and 70 billion CDs from the private sector. The program focuses on injecting substantial investments into key sectors of our economy, such as agriculture, agro-processing, manufacturing, healthcare, housing, and infrastructural development. In seeking to mobilize the 70 billion from the private sector, it's become even more important to examine also how foreign direct investments are onboarded into the economy of Ghana. So it is critical that this maiden edition of Spark Up be dedicated to exploring ways of improving the turnaround times and the efficiency with which potential investments are integrated into the Ghanaian economy. The Ghana Investment Promotion Center has been at the forefront of hand-holding potential investors and working to support their establishment in the Ghanaian economy. Let me thus take this opportunity to congratulate the Center for effectively discharging its mandate and promoting vigorously the considerable investments and business opportunities that exist in Ghana, estimated at some 12 billion United States dollars in foreign direct investments from 2017 to 2020. Whilst global FDI declined by some 42% in 2020, in the midst of COVID-19, FDI inflow recorded by Ghana through the GIPC amounted to some 2.65 billion United States dollars, which bucked the global trend, representing a significant increase over the 2019 FDI value. In keeping up with the importance of public-private dialogues as recommended by the Ministry of Trade and Industry, I'm charging GIPC to use the summit as a platform for open, frank, and solution-oriented engagements between investors, regulators, and investment facilitators. I'm hopeful that it will afford the facilitator agencies, regulators, and the relevant public officials on one side the opportunity to engage directly with investors and potential investors on the other, to explore how the various bottlenecks that frustrate and slow down potential investments can be quickly unlocked, for a smooth and quick establishment of all these registered investments to complement the efforts of government in engineering growth and the creation of jobs for our people. The ongoing review of the GIPC Law, Act 865, and the institutional reforms, such as retooling and refocusing the center's operations through the institution of the Diaspora Investment Desk and the CARES Delivery Unit, will be crucial in implementing the outcomes of this summit. They will strengthen GIPC to continue to play a lead role in assisting government to mobilize private sector complementary investments for the resurgence of the Ghanaian economy. Let me commend the collaborating organizations for their roles in this project. The Ministry of Information for showcasing this all-important national conversation. The Ministry of Trade and Industry for articulating the relevant policy direction for attracting the most appropriate investments that Ghana requires at this point in time. And the Ministry for Finance for helping to engender the enabling environment that has made Ghana an attractive investment destination. As host country of the Secretariat of the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, now is the time for the Black Star to spark up and bring in the needed investments to accelerate the transformation of the Ghanaian economy, and by extension the African one, through the active participation of the private sector in the economic development of our country and continent. I wish you fruitful deliberations, and may God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong.